Okay, so today we talked about factoring and starting to understand how to factor. So remember, the first thing that you're going to always look for is the greatest common factor, no matter what. So if I give you 6x squared plus 3x, what is my largest number and my variable that is divisible by both of these terms or all of the terms? I could have 3 terms here. Okay, 3 terms here. So if I did this, think of 6 and 3s. Think of like a factor tree. Well, to get 6, I have 3 times 2. I also have 6 times 1, but that's not going to help me. And to get 3, I have 3 and 1. And so what do they share? They share a 3. So my greatest common factor number is a 3. Now let's look at our variables. We have x squared. So how do we get x squared? Well, x times x. And then we just have x. Well, the only way to get that is x times 1. And then what do they share here? Well, they only share 1x. So my greatest common factor is 3x. Okay, we're going to leave that on the outside. Don't forget this. This is your greatest common factor. That is still part of my answer. Okay, then what you're doing is saying, okay, the greatest common factor is the largest number or variable that is divisible by both of those. So you could look at it this way where I wrote in green, or you could look over here on these factor trees and say, okay, well, if I got rid of this 3, what is left? Well, a 2, right? Also, 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then if I look at my variable, x squared divided by x, hopefully you remember you're going to subtract those, or you could look over here at this factor tree. What is left? Well, an x. Then we're going to bring down our plus sign, and we have 3x divided by 3x. Well, anything divided by itself is 1. And we already took this x away over here. And so then what is left when we have this x? We have a 1. And so this is my answer. What I want you to stop and think about is if I take 3x times 2x, I get 6x squared. If I take 3x times 1, I get 3x. When you are factoring, it ends up being the same answer as where you started, but it looks like it in a different form. It's called factored form. The second thing that you're going to do, and this is what we're doing today, is a trinomial turns into 2 binomials. Okay, so we're going to say, okay, we have x squared minus 7x plus 12. So we're going to turn this into 2 binomials after we look for a greatest common factor. There isn't one. This is an x, x. There's no x over here. This is just a 1 here, okay? So your first thing you're going to do is 2 things that I multiply together to get x squared. Well, the only thing I can do is x times x, right? Then the next thing you're going to do is 2 numbers that I multiply together to get 12, positive 12. But I'm going to have to do something with this negative right here. So positive 12, well, 12 and 1, negative 1 and negative 12, negative 3 and negative 4, positive 3 and positive 4, negative 6 and negative 2, or positive 6 and positive 2. Now, what I want you to stop and think about is this negative 7 has to play an effect here. So when I look at these terms to get 12, we're going to have to double check our middle term. So when I look at that, that is important to understand that that middle term also plays a role. So when I know that it's going to be a negative 7, I know that there is no way I can do anything with these positive numbers. Okay, and then when I look at it, negative 12 and negative 1, well, that becomes negative 13. Negative 6 and negative 2, that becomes negative 8. And so let's try negative 4 and negative 3. And so how we're going to double check our middle term is we're going to multiply from here to here, middle terms, multiply outside terms, and then we are going to add them together. And so I get negative 7x. So this is my factored form. This is my answer right here. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's say I do x squared plus 11x plus 18. You're going to look for a greatest common factor. We're going to find that there isn't one. 2 numbers that I multiply or variables that I get x squared, well, x times x. 2 numbers that I multiply together to get 18. Notice my middle term is a positive, so I don't need any negatives. There's no way I could do any negatives because it would only have to be a negative times a negative, right? Okay, so we have 1 and 18, we have 2 and 9, we have 3 and 6, and then you look and see, okay, are any of these numbers, do we think that somehow we can get an 11x, right? Because remember, we're going to multiply from our outside and our inside, and then we're going to add, and it needs to add together to get 11x. So pause the video. What two numbers do you think you would use? Hopefully you said that you would use 9 and 2. 9 and 2, right? So if I put a positive 2 and a positive 9, 2 times x is 2x. 9 times x is 9x. If I add them together, I get 11x. And so this is my answer. Okay, let's look at another one. What if I gave you x squared plus 3x minus 18? Two binomials, greatest common factor, there isn't one. Two numbers or variables to get x squared, well, x times x. Two numbers that I multiply together to get negative 18. Well, I have negative 1, positive 18. I have 1 and negative 18. I have negative 2 and 9. I have 2 and negative 9. I have negative 3 and 6. And I have 3 and negative 6. And so then, remember, we're going to have an addition. These are my only 6 options for my numbers right here. That's it. I can't change any signs, can't do anything else. And so pause the video and stop and think about which two numbers you would use. Hopefully you said, I am going to use 3 and negative 6, or I'm sorry, negative 3 and a positive 6. And so let's double check. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. X times 6 is 6x. If I add those two together, I get 3x, and that is my middle term. So this is my factored form. Okay, let's try another one. What if I gave you x squared minus x minus 2? How do I get x squared? Well, x times x. Two numbers I multiply together to get negative 2. I have negative 2 and 1, and I have 2 and negative 1. Those are my only options. So let's see, pause the video. Which one would you check? Which one would you use? Hopefully you said you would use negative 2 and a positive 1. Double check from here to here is negative 2 when we're multiplying. This is a positive 1x. When I add them together, I get a negative 1x. And that checks out as my middle term. And so that is my answer.